Good morning, afternoon, evening, whenever this is for you. Good, welcome to Power Life, and this is Hot Yoga. I am Amy County. We will start today in a meditation, just for a few moments. You can do this by sitting with a tall, stacked spine, something that you can sustain for a few moments, or you can come all the way onto your backs. Again, your spine is in alignment, and just find a bit of ease to begin your practice. Hot yoga is a little different versus some of our vinyasa classes, some of the power classes you are used to. So we take the same 34-ish postures each and every single time. They're held for 5 to 7 breaths, which sometimes demands a little bit more mental capacity than other times. That's why our breath is so important for hot yoga and all yoga, but especially hot yoga. So wherever you are, on your back or in a tall seat, I want you to close your eyes or just take your gaze soft. Take a moment to tune in. You can first start with the sensations in your physical body. Feel the connection of your sits bones or your back resting against the ground. Know that in this space you are completely and fully supported. Continue to take your awareness elsewhere into your body. Perhaps the texture of clothing against your skin. Perhaps the warm or cold air brushing against your body. Perhaps you notice sounds around you. And the goal here is to not get carried away or to create a thought process on what you're hearing, feeling, sensing, knowing. It's just simply to find awareness that it exists, that you heard the sound, and then you can let it go. Perhaps you notice smell in the room around you. And then allow these sensations to dull, to start to fade and fizzle out. Bring your awareness into your breath. Where do you feel your breath the most? Perhaps it's in the rise and fall of your shoulders or your chest. Perhaps the 360-degree expansion of your rib cage, of your lungs filling up, or the release with your exhale out. It might be in your nostrils as you take a breath in through your nose. Perhaps at the top of your lip as you send it out through your nose. Notice these physical places in your body to tap into. That might tug at you if you've lost your breath. Now we'll invite Ujjayi Pranayama into our practice. Take a full breath in, fill all the way up. Exhale, let it go. Another great big breath in, fill up, breathe in all that you need to sustain you. And with your breath out, see if you can let something go. Your next breath in, breathe constriction, a vibration at the back of your throat. Seal your lips, send it out through your nose. Again, a physical attribute of breath in the body to connect to focus your attention, your awareness in that space. Or perhaps when you've lost touch with that connection, that awareness, to remind yourself to come back into it without judgment. Your breath is always available to you. When you're ready, grounded, present, I invite you to find Ragdoll at the top of your mat. Breathe here. Step your feet out wide. Big, generous bend in your knees. You could even start to squat. Hollow out your belly and just allow your torso to hang heavy, to drape and unravel over your thighs. Options for binds, perhaps a hand to the opposite bicep, at the base of your neck to add a little tension and release. At your low back. Do give yourself permission to let your neck, don't break your neck. Let your neck release. Notice any tension in your shoulders. Can you let it go? Can you soften? Can you find ease? Perhaps become a little lighter through your practice. Breathe in. Exhale, forward fold. Toe heel your feet together. Inhale, halfway lift. Breathe. Find resistance against your quads, against your calves. Hug your shoulder blades together and elongate your torso away from your tailbone. Breath in. Exhale, release, forward fold. Inhale, slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. Come to standing at attention, hands to heart center. Again, take your gaze soft or close your eyes. Today, I'm talking a bit about liberation. So often, we are tied down, figuratively, perhaps literally, hopefully not. Perhaps it's our ego that gets in our way of forward progression, forward trajectory. Perhaps it's our awareness and concern over what others may think of us. Perhaps it's our own limiting beliefs and self-doubt or fear that's stopping us, perhaps from stepping into ourselves wholly. Yoga helps to teach us to break free of some of those binds, to let our guard down, to peel away the layers, and to know who we really are and where we really want to go. So today on your mat, I invite you to find purpose to your practice, to find intention. Perhaps it's with liberation. Perhaps it's something else. So breathe it in, let it become part of your practice. Exhale, release your hands by your sides. Inhale, arms overhead. Tadasana, land with your hands in prayer overhead, steeple mudra. Breathe in. Exhale, Ardha Chandrasana to the right. Breathe. Stay active and grounded through your feet. You might peel your toes up, lift up on your kneecaps. Work to lift, lengthen straight away out of your hips, and then add just a bit of depth. Exhale. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale to the left. Breathe. Work to bring your quads, your hips, belly square to the top of your mat. Find space and length into your right rib cage. You might even take your gaze under your right arm. pull your right bicep out of your vision. Breathe out. Inhale through center. Exhale, release your hands to your low back. Find a bind at your low back. Inhale, lift your gaze, lift your collarbone. Exhale, back bend with the bind. Breathe. Firm into the ground with your legs. Engage your core. Squeeze your shoulders together and press your bound hands towards the ground. Breathe out. Inhale, lift back through center. You might step your feet out to hip distance, maybe even to more ragdoll if that feels good. Lift up, exhale, Baddha Uttanasana, bound forward fold. Breathe. Lift your tailbone. Soften your head towards the ground. Release your hands towards the top of your mat. Breathe out. Release your bind. Capture your big toes with peace fingers. Take an inhale to halfway lift. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Exhale, Pada Uttanasana. Breathe, big toe bind. Push your toes into your hands. Pull back against your hands. Let your elbows flare out to the side of the room. With every breath in, lengthen the crown of your head towards the ground. Your breath out, dive in a little deeper. Breathe out. Release your bind. Inhale your feet back together. Halfway lift. Exhale, release, forward fold. Inhale, slowly roll back up, mountain, arms again in steeple mudra. Exhale, Ardha Chandrasana to the right. Breathe. Breathe out. Inhale through center. Exhale to the left. Breathe. Breath out. Inhale back to mountain. Exhale, back bend. Breathe. Know that you can also goalpost or take your hands to your low back. Draw up on your kneecaps, squeeze your quads, hips slightly towards the top of your mat. Engage your core, protect your low back. Lift, lengthen up out of your hips. Squeeze your biceps together behind your vision. Breathe out. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, slowly draw a line all the way down. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Finally, release down. Reach your hands behind your calves. Cup your heels in your hands. Breathe in. Exhale, Padahastasana. Breathe. This is hot yoga's variation on gorilla pose. You could bend deeply into your knees. Raise your tailbone, let your head fall heavy. With every breath in, lengthen your spine, lift your tailbone. Your breath out, work to straighten into your legs. Breathe out. Inhale, release your bind. Halfway lift, reset. Exhale, Malasana. Breathe. Step your feet out wide. Heels in, toes out. Drop your tailbone towards the ground. You can bring your elbows to your inner thighs to open. Lift your heart up and into your thumbs, and then again, take a moment, close your eyes. Come back to this foundation. Notice your breath. Reignite with your intention. Never be afraid to do the things that make you feel free. Give yourself permission on your mat to find freedom within your body. Freedom from the thoughts, the attachments to the outside world. On your mat, you have liberation. Breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale. Samasthi, slowly roll up. And then bring your arms out in front of you. Shoulder height. Exhale, half chair. Breathe. Sink your tailbone back. Engage your core. Shoulders hug back into their sockets. Gaze out in front of you. You might isometrically draw your knees away from each other to utilize your glutes and hamstrings. Breathe out. Inhale, come all the way up onto the balls of your feet. Your feet might be hip distance apart. Arms stay out. Exhale, lifted chair. Breathe. Slowly glide down an imaginary wall behind you. Squeeze your ankles towards one another. Engage your glutes, your hamstrings. Let some of the work come from your glutes and hamstrings rather than just quads. Breathe out. Inhale, come all the way back up. Bring your toes together, your heels out, your knees towards one another, arms stay out. Exhale, awkward chair. Breathe. Again, glide down the wall behind you. Engage your core, pull your tailbone forward. You might pop up onto the balls of your feet to keep shoulders stacked over hips. Know that your knees can rest into each other or separate. Breath out. Inhale, come back up, shake it off if needed. Nice work. Come back to Samasthi. Take a breath in and exhale, let it go. Know if at any time you need to towel off, grab a drink, you certainly can, or you can just push pause for me. When you're ready, inhale, lift your left leg up and over the right. Exhale, eagle. Breathe. You can float, you can wrap, or you can kickstand your left leg. Bring your left arm under the right. Find a bind at your elbows and your wrist, or give yourself a great big hug. Push your right hip forward, square your hips to the front of your mat. And as you sink into your right leg, lengthen your spine out of your hips. Find a gaze, your drishti, on a focal point, something not moving in the room around you. Your dog, your cat's probably not a good choice. Breath out. Inhale, unwind, keep the bind. Exhale, Dakasana, eagle bound airplane. Breathe. Hinge over your right leg. Extend your left leg behind you. You can take a soft bend in your standing leg. Work to move your hands away from your face. Separate your shoulder blades. Breathe out. Release your bind. Now you can step up, come all the way up, or extend your hands forward to balancing stick. Breathe. Find steeple mudra or hands cross at your thumbs. And exhale, create a capital T shape with your body. Engage your core, squeeze your left glute, your left hamstring, and pull your biceps towards your head. Exhale. Inhale, come back up, shake off your right side. Breathe out. Inhale, right leg up and over. Float rock, kickstand your right leg. Right arm under. Breathe in. Exhale, eagle. Breathe. Sink into your left standing leg. Squeeze your quads, your inner thighs towards one another to find strength and stability. And then pull your hands. You take the bind up to shoulder height. Extend your hands away from your face to separate into your shoulders. Breathe out. Inhale, unwrap your right leg. Exhale, eagle bound, airplane. Breathe. Point your right pinky toe towards the ground. Square your right hip. Extend your hands away from your face. Breathe out, release your bind. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, balancing stick, Tuladasana. Breathe. Again, squeeze all the muscles in your right lifted leg to keep it tight, to keep it light. Fire into your left glute, to your left hamstring. Big upward facing dog in your chest. Breathe in. Exhale, release Samasthiti. Again, take a moment, shake it off. Grab a drink, a towel. Air high five the dog that was moving. Exhale, here we go. Breathe in, single leg mountain, lift your left leg high. Breathe out, reach down, capture your left foot in your hand. Breathe in, you can stay here as you round into your back, bring your forehead closer to your leg. And exhale, standing forehead to knee pose. Breathe. Push into the big toe mound on your right foot. Round into your back as you extend your left leg forward. No, you can certainly stay right here with your left knee bent as well. Pull your belly in. You can round into your back to bring your forehead closer to your leg. Breathe out. Inhale, single leg mountain. Exhale, standing figure four. Breathe, left ankle on top of your right thigh. Sink your tailbone down, but elongate your spine away from your hips. You can bring your left hand to the inside of your left inner thigh. You can rest on your leg or wrap and fold over. Breathe out. Inhale, single leg mountain. Exhale, dancer's pose. You can swing your left arm back so your shoulders open, your thumb is up. Reach back, capture the inside, the arch side of your left foot. Square your hips, your left knee comes in. Now you can stay like this to focus on the quad stretch or kick into your hand to hinge forward to express your dancer. Continue to push your left hip forward. Might be a soft bend in your standing leg. Find your focal point. Breathe out. Inhale, come back up, Samasthiti. And exhale, let your breath go. Breathe in, single leg mountain, right leg high. Exhale, standing forehead to knee pose. Breathe, reach down, capture your right foot. You can extend your leg forward. Dome out your shoulder blades and pull your belly in. Breathe out. Inhale, single leg mountain. Exhale, standing figure four, maybe. Breathe. As you send your tailbone back, lengthen, think halfway lift in your upper body. Push your right knee down and back. Roll your shoulders away from your ears. Breathe out. Inhale, single leg mountain. Exhale, dancers. Again, you can sweep your right arm open or take a big back stroke to open your shoulder. Capture the inside of your right foot. Square your right hip to be in line with the left. And then kick. To hinge, to express fully into your dancers. Breathe out. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, Samasthi. Take a deep breath in and exhale, let it go. When you're ready, take a quarter turn to your left. Inhale, mountain, hands in steeple mudra. Exhale, prayer twist to the right. Breathe. Sink weight into your hips, or into your heels. Drop your hips down below your shoulders. Stack your elbows on top of each other. Now your left elbow can be between your thighs or somewhere onto your right leg. With every breath in, find length. Crown of head away from tailbone. Your breath out, your heart might come up and into your thumb. Breathe out. Inhale, unwind mountain, steeple mudra. Exhale, prayer twist to the left. Breathe. Right tricep, right elbow, somewhere along your left thigh. Check your right knee to see if it's peaked past the left. Can you pull it back in line? Bring your left hip forward. Hug your shoulder blades in towards one another. Your breath in, find length. Your breath out. Focus on a twist through your mid-torso. Breathe out. Inhale, unwind, mountain step out to star. And then find a bind at your low back. Inhale, lift your gaze. Exhale, Prasarita Padottanasana, letter C. Breathe, hinge at your hips. Roll weight into the balls of your feet. Let your head be heavy. You have the bind, squeeze your wrists towards one another. This is a lot of sensation on the back of your legs. Just stance or take your stance out wider. If you're in a headstand, unintentionally walk your feet closer together. You get a little deeper stretch through the back of your legs. Breathe out. Inhale, slowly roll all the way back up. Star pose. Exhale, warrior two to the front. Breathe. Find a 90-ish degree bend in your right knee. Parallel your left foot to the back of your mat. And stack your shoulders over your hips. Breathe out. Inhale, reverse warrior. Breathe. Release your left arm down your leg, or perhaps take a half bind behind your back. Lift, lengthen your side bodies out of your hips, and then add a deeper stretch. Bring your belly, your chest square to the side of your mat. Breathe in. Exhale, extended side angle. Breathe. You can rest your right forearm on the top of your right thigh, or push against your right inner thigh to create a bit more space. Roll your left hip back on top of the right, and then open and broaden your chest. Breathe out. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, warrior two to the back. Breathe. Spin your left foot to 12 o'clock. Check heel to arch alignment. If you could, drag your left heel back. It would tee up with the arch of your right foot. So keep your hips level. Stack your knee above or slightly behind your left ankle. Level your hips. Now you can promote releasing your shoulders by flipping to palms up, pulling your shoulders away from your ears. Breathe out. Inhale, reverse warrior. Breathe. Slightly drop your right hip down so hips are level. Think length up out away from your tailbone. Release your left shoulder back in its socket. Gaze can be up for a little more intensity or down at your right foot for grounding. Breath in. Exhale, extended side angle. Breathe. Hug your feet towards one another. Feel your inner thighs light up. Work to find straight parallel lines for your side body. And then broaden and expand your chest towards the side of your mat. Breathe out. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, samasthiti, top of mat. Breath in, together, all together. Exhale, let it go. Grab a drink, towel off. Try not to ignite or cut out all of your internal heat. When you're ready, take a quarter turn to your right. Inhale to star. Exhale, Prasarita Padottanasana. Letter D, breathe. Find peace fingers, wrap it around your big toes. Elbows come out to the side of your mat. Pull your head towards the ground. Work to bring length into the back of your legs and allow your head to be free. Breathe out. Release your mind. Inhale, roll all the way back up. Star pose. Exhale, triangle to the back of your mat. Straighten into your right leg, soft bend. Your toes are at 12 o'clock. Reach all the way over your right leg and then just tick-tock open. Breathe. Pull your left hip on top of the right. Manipulate your right rib cage forward. Pull your left shoulder behind you. Breathe out. Inhale, back to star pose. Exhale, triangle to the left. Breathe. Send your right hip to the back of your mat. Extend your left arm long first, and then open up. Tick-tock. Your arms to 6 and 12. Soft bend. Try not to lock out your front knee. Your gaze can be up again to the sky or take it to the ground. If you'd like to intensify this posture, you can extend your left arm forward, engage your core to help suspend your torso. Breathe out. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, samasthiti, top of mat. When you're ready, extend or step your left foot back behind you. Square your hips to the mirror. Find a bind behind your back. Take a breath in, lift your gaze, lift your chest. Exhale, bound pyramid. Breathe. Hinge over your right leg. Push your left hip forward. Drag your right heel back. Scissor through your inner thighs and squeeze your shoulders towards one another. Breathe out. Gaze down. You might bend into your right knee to step in. Exhale. Inhale, single leg swan. Breathe. Dip your shoulders below your hips. Engage your left glute, your left hamstring to raise your left leg high. Gaze out in front of you. Breathe in. Exhale, standing splits. Breathe. Rest your hands onto the ground. You can drop your left hip in line with the right. If you'd like to work more on balance, you can bring one hand or both to your left leg. And do allow your head to be heavy. Breathe in. Exhale, step back. Return to pyramid with your legs. Rest your left hand to the inside of your right foot. Breathe in, sweep your right arm forward, and then rotate open. Revolved triangle. Breathe. A block or water bottle under your left arm is a great accessory. Then you can also bring your left hand to the outside of your right thigh. Level your hips and rotate right in your mid-torso. Breathe in. Exhale, release, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Breathe in, Samasthihi. Step your right foot behind you. Square your hips. Now your right foot or your back foot could also be more warrior one if that feels better in your body. I prefer train tracks forward. Square your hips. Find your bind. Breath in. Exhale, bound pyramid. Breathe. Press into the four corners of both feet. Hug your belly in. Extend the crown of your head away from your tailbone. And continue to pull your right hip forward. You might even bring your hands to your hips to see if they're square. Breathe out. Place weight into your left foot. Inhale, single leg swan. Breathe. Squeeze into your right glute, your right hamstring. Raise your right leg, your heel above your hip. Allow your shoulders to fall towards the ground. Release your head. Work on balance. Breathe in, release your hands. Exhale, standing splits. Breathe. Your hands could come to blocks, to the mat. Extend your right leg behind you. Press your right heel towards the wall, towards an imaginary wall behind you. Release your head, your neck. You can work to straighten into your left leg. Breathe in. Exhale, step back. Return to pyramid. Adjust your stance if needed. You might bring your right foot forward so that both feet are flat into the ground. Right hand down, square your hips. Breathe in, sweep your left arm forward, open your shoulder. Exhale, revolved triangle. Breathe. Again, you can rest your right hand on the mat, on a water bottle, or rotate against your leg. Pull your right hip forward, left leg, left hip back. Rotate right around your shoulder blades. Scissor through your inner thighs. Breathe in. Exhale, forward fold. Whew. Big sigh of relief. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank. Breathe in, hinge forward. Exhale, slowly come all the way into your belly. You made it. Whew. We're on the ground. Hands underneath your shoulders. Exhale. Inhale, low cobra. Breathe. Push the tops of your feet against the ground. Lift and sperm through your kneecaps, your quads. Little to no weight in your hands or your contraction against the mat to lift your chest off the ground. Breathe in. Exhale, release. Bring your left temple to your mat. You can windshield wiper out your legs if that feels good. Our next spine strengthener will release our hands down along our hips. And then pick your left hip up. Shimmy your left arm under your hip. Pick your right hip up. Work to bring your forearms, your pinkies together. I know, it looks so fun. Under your hips, under your navel. Breathe out. Rest your forehead, your chin against the ground. Inhale, half locust. Breathe. Push into the mat with your palms. Engage your glutes, your hamstring. Raise your heels. Scissor your inner thighs together. Breathe in. Exhale, release your arms underneath. Bring your right temple to the mat. Maybe you shimmy, shake your legs side to side. Our third spine strengthener is floor bow. I'll cue for floor bow. If there's something else you'd like to take, you could take Sphinx, you could find locust or bound locust or cobra as well. If you're ready, reach back, capture your feet in your hands. Squeeze your knees together. Breathe out. Inhale, floor bow. Breathe. Kick into your hands. Squeeze your knees towards one another. Push your navel against the mat. Lift your collarbone. You might feel the rocking of your breath. Breathe in. Exhale, release all the way down. Beautiful. You can bring your hands under your forehead. Sway your legs side to side. And again, just take a moment, recover, allow your heart rate to settle back down. Find some inspiration for you. A being whose awareness is totally free, who does not cling to anything, is liberated. Ragdoll. Again, yoga helps us peel away layers. Perhaps layers that we've built up for protection. Layers that we've built up to keep ourselves from being vulnerable. Yoga helps us allow to let those go. To realize that having vulnerability, being human, is a good thing. To find liberation, to relish in the person, the perfect person that you are, is finding freedom. So allow yourself to do the work, to peel off the layers, to take yourself within. When you are ready, breathe out. Inhale to tabletop or to high plank. Or not to high plank, just to tabletop, how about that? And then hero's pose, Virasana. Bring your knees together, your heels will come to the outside of your hips. You might have to move some calf muscle out of the way. Shimmy your hips onto the ground, tailbone onto the ground. Now, this might be really intense on your knees. If it's really intense on your knees, just bring your heels back under your glutes. And then you're going to find a tall seat. So engage your core, stack and align your spine. You can stay here, breathe in, Or exhale, slowly walk your hands back. You might come to your forearms. If it's in your practice, if your knees can stay together, you can come all the way down, Supta Virasana. Continue to breathe. Breathe out. Inhale, slowly come all the way back up. Now do bring your heels under your hips. And inhale your arms overhead. Find prayer, cross at your thumbs. Exhale, half tortoise. Breathe, dive out of your hips. Keep your hips and heels connected. Fold over and then find traction. If your hands, the knife edge of your hands reach to the ground, pull back. Work to round and dome into your shoulder blades. Breathe out. Inhale, come all the way back up, all the way into kneeling mountain. Stack your knees under your hips. Breathe in, sweep your right arm behind you. Exhale, again with the left. Work to pull your elbows together. Now, your toes can be tucked or untucked depending on what feels best in your body. Breathe in, lift your gaze, lift your chest. Exhale, camel. Breathe. Squeeze into your glutes, your hamstring, press your hips slightly forward. Engage your core. Find the bend through your upper thoracic spine. If it's in your practice, you can bring your hands to your heels, but continue to stack your hips over your knees. Your head might fall back, or you can continue to chuck your chin in, Jada Harlock. Breathe out. Inhale, come back up. And exhale, hips to heels. Now you can roll into embryo pose if you prefer, or we'll go into rabbit. So bring the crown of your head onto the mat. Work to bring your forehead to kiss your knees, arms to your heels. Breath out. Inhale, rabbit. Breathe. Round into your back. Lift your tailbone. Tuck your chin to your chest. Roll onto the crown of your head. And push into the space between your shoulder blades. Breathe out. Inhale. Release your hips back down. And then come all the way back up. When you're ready, sweep your legs out in front of you. You'll tuck your right foot to the inside of your left inner thigh. Breathe in, lift, lengthen up out of your hips. Exhale, Janu Sirsasana. Breathe, lengthen over your left leg. Flex your toes back towards your face and press your right knee down to the mat. Breathe out. Inhale, roll all the way back up. Now bring your right leg up and over your left. Plant it to the outside of your left thigh. Right hand behind you. Breathe in, lift and lengthen your torso. Exhale, Marichyasana, letter C. Breathe. Traction your left elbow, your left tricep against your right thigh. Continue to reach the crown of your head towards the ceiling with your breath in. Your breath out, you might push against your leg to ring into your torso even more. Breathe out. Inhale, unwind, and then switch out your legs. Extend your right leg long. Bring your left foot to your right inner thigh. You might square your hips. Know if it feels better to open your right leg out and open your hip. You can do that. Breathe in. Exhale, Janusirasana. Breathe. Can you continue to pull and lead with your chest towards your toes? Squeeze your right quad, help your hamstring to release. Breathe out. Inhale, come all the way back up. Bring your left leg up and over the right. Left hand behind. Breathe in, lift and lengthen. Exhale, Marichyasana, letter C. Breathe. Twist into your mid-torso. Your hips stay planted against the ground. Crown of your head is in line with your tailbone. Breath in, find length. Breath out. You can deepen into your twist. Breathe out. Inhale, unwind, uncross your legs, bring them long out in front of you, arms out in front of you, and then slowly find your way all the way onto your backs. Now, the best part about, at least my favorite part of hot yoga, is the 5-minute Shavasana that you get at the end after all that hard work. So when you're ready, take a deep, full cleansing breath in, fill all the way up. Exhale, let it go. Let go of any conscious thoughts, any conscious breath. Enter conscious rest, Shavasana. I'll be here to bring you out in just a few moments. exhale, let it all go. Breathe life into your fingers, your toes, your ankles.